In this video, you are going to be discuss about anti-malarial. Anti-malarial. So these are anti-protozoal drugs, which are comes under anti-protozoal. Main anti-protozoal drugs mentioned in your chapter is one is anti-malarial. So one is anti-amoebic drugs. Okay, so anti-malarial. So anti-malarial drugs which are used for the treatment of malarial infections. What is malaria? Malaria is a protozoal disease caused by four species of malaria parasite like Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium ovale, Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium malariae. Malaria symptoms and all. Okay, so general symptoms of malaria are fever, high fever, body pains. So there is a chills, okay, shivering, chills, sweating, and nausea, vomiting. So headache. So there is a fatigue, anorexia. So these are all the symptoms of malaria. So malaria, so how is going to be caused? You already know that. So majorly, for better understanding of anti-malarial drug, you can understand the life cycle of malaria. So the malaria start from biting of infected female Anopheles mosquito. It contains sporozoites, a form of the parasite, in the its salivary gland. When it bites to human, immediately it release that sporozoites into circulations. Into circulations. So once the sporozoites enter into the circulations, immediately it reach to liver. Okay, immediately after the parasite, the sporozoite enter into our body, you won't get any sign of malaria. You get any type of malaria symptoms. Okay, until unless it infect RBC. Okay, so that there is a some occurrence. There is a some gap is there between the getting of infection and occurrence of malaria symptoms. So meanwhile, what happened is the parasite enter into the liver hepatocytes, where it convert into another form, that is seizound. Okay, sporozoite transformed to seizound. Each sporozoite converted into seizound. Okay, each seizound, the inside of the seizound, it filled more number of merozoites, more number of merozoite. So this is the transformation of parasite from one stage to other stage. Okay, so sporozoites to seizounds to merozoites. Okay, so once the merozoites are released from the liver, okay, immediately they infect RBC. Okay, whatever the stage, whatever the phase, whatever the stage happen in the liver, that is called as exoerythrotic stage or exoerythrotic stage. The stage which is other than the RBC is called exoerythrotic stage. Whatever the stage happening in the RBC, red blood cells, erythrocytes, is called as erythrocytic phase. Okay, so once merozoites released from the liver, they immediately invade or attack the healthy RBC, where they feed on hemoglobin. They feed on hemoglobin, so they try to multiply, and the merozoites convert into again seizound. Each merozoite converted into seizound. The seizound again, it inside the seizound reach in more number of merozoites, these merozoites, okay, so is released from the infected RBC whenever the seizound membrane is ruptured. So ruptured, so which leads to release more number of merozoites into systemic circulation, along with so many toxins. Okay, whenever there is a period of rupture of the RBC, Sisant rupture, immediately you got clinical attacks of malaria. You getting fever, you getting body pains, you getting chills and all. This is due to a rupture of RBC. Okay, so merocytes rupture, immediately they will infect one more RBC, not liver. Okay, again it will cycle is continuous. Infect the other healthy RBC, later converted into Sisant converted into merocytes, Sisant filled with merocytes. Once merocytes is matured enough, it will rupture and release more number of merocytes. Okay, so there is clinical attacks of malaria generally happen whenever the released from the infected RBC. So this cycle is called as erythrocytic stage. This is the two phase divided in the human body. One is exoerythrotic phase, one is erythrolytic phase. Okay, so after several cycle in the RBC, okay, some merocytes they converted into gametocytes. They converted into gametocytes, female gametocyte and male gametocytes. So they're ready in the circulation, in the peripheral circulation, for so transformed to or not transformed, they're ready in the blood circulation to enter into the female Anopheles mosquito. Okay, this is one thing. Okay, next one more thing is this merocytes, after several cycle in the RBC, some malaria parasite like Plasmodium vivax and Plasmodium ovale parasite related merocytes, again they enter into the second time they attack the liver tissue. Okay, so no one parasite again attack the liver again. So but parasite merocytes of the Plasmodium vivax and Plasmodium ovale, second time again they repeatedly second time attack the liver, where they uh, they uh, they they, they keep they keep in the liver cells in the form of hypnocytes. Okay, less reactive form, that is called hypnocytes. They stay in the hepatocyte cell, they won't cause any problem. But whenever there is a suitable environment taken place for this hypnocytes, these hypnocytes are reactivated, converted into Sisant. Sisant release more number of merocytes. The merocytes again infect the RBC. This is nothing but relapsing of the malaria. So reattacks of malaria due to reactivation of latent forms of malaria, that is hypnocytes. Okay, so now you are completed about what is this life cycle completed in the humans. Okay, so already I told you that gametocytes are present in the peripheral circulation. So then whenever there is a mosquito, when you bite the infected person, it will set the both gametocytes along with circulation, along with blood. Then the gametocytes along with the blood, they reach to gut of the mosquito. Once they reach to the gut of the mosquito, once they reach to the gut of the mosquito, where they undergo fertilization, they form zygote. Okay, zygote to ookinete, ookinete to oocyst. Okay, oocyst to next sporozoites. The sporozoites now it is accumulated in the salivary glands of the female Anopheles mosquito. Now it is ready for infection to other persons. Okay, so this is about the life cycle of